welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while since we did a video on an SKS, and I have a, not a brand new, but a new to me, Yugoslavian SKS. Back in the day, I used to do a bunch of specifically YUGO SKS content on this channel. Back then it was all filmed on cell phones and not the best quality, but I ended up selling that one a long time ago, and then I ended up getting a Chinese SKS, a paratrooper that I also didn't keep very long. But a good buddy of mine, an old friend, gave me a wedding present. Rachel and I are getting married here in about a month. It's currently March. We're getting married in the end of April. And he's like, man, I got you something. And he actually gave me the same SKS that we both picked out as a pair years ago, probably back in 2016. Good buddy of ours named Trevor had a really cool gun shop in Conroe called Kick Brass Guns, and he was a young entrepreneur, and we used to go bug him all the time at the shop. He came out to shoot matches with us all the time. Now he's a pilot, and he's out in Colorado doing awesome stuff. But Trevor calls us one day, and he says, hey, I've got a lead on a Yugoslavian SKS crate. There's probably about a dozen of them in there. They've got all the accoutrement, the slings, everything. Would you guys end up getting a couple if I got it? And we were like, hell yeah. Back then, I think we paid like $3.75 a piece for these, but we both go and we both hand select a couple of SKSs. The one I picked was the one in all those old videos. This is the one that my buddy picked. And man, I felt bad about selling mine. Damn, it's probably been 2-3 years ago since I've had it, and I've always really regretted it because it was just a special thing, My buddy had a gun shop. I bought it from him, got to pick it out of the crate, got to pick all my own oil bottle, everything. And I remember the one that I picked was almost all numbers matching, but had a couple of parts that weren't. The one that my buddy got was all numbers matching. He's had it to this day, never shoots it. He's shot it at a couple of matches. I believe he did like a little bit of a trigger job on there, but he's like, dude, here you go, man. I was like, hell yeah. It's just cool that I still have one out of that original pair that we hand selected. So, story time over, but that's the story on this gun. I'm glad that I have it. SKSs, man, a lot of us grew up on these things. Not so much anymore, but a while ago they were really cheap to get into. I'm talking a couple $100 cheap for a nice, like practically new YUGO SKS. Even cheaper for some of the old Chinese models. Right now the Russian models are just through the roof, but they all do the same thing. They all shoot the same, they all feel the same. They're just subtle differences. I've always thought the YUGOs were the coolest. They have the coolest looking front ends. They've got the grenade sights. They've got the gas shut off. They've got flip up night sights on the front and rear. None of the other SKSs had that. The YUGOs always did things a little bit different, and of course they've got that muzzle device for launching rifle grenades. And you could even use some of the trainer grenades on these things if you had blanks. None of the other SKSs had that, but for some reason the YUGOs always seem to be like in line or, right around the same price as like some, regular old basic Chinese SKSs. The Russians always brought a premium. I think one day these are going to end up bringing a premium just because they're so different and usually so clean. Running one of these things well, to me, is even more satisfying and can be a bit more fun than an AK. Because you have the reciprocating charging handle that you need to manipulate. You have a freaking sword hanging off the end of it. And the most fun thing has to be stripper clips. So an AK has a rock and lock mag. That's already a couple more steps than an AR straight push mag. This, however, is definitely a few more steps. Bam. You don't have to use stripper clips, but it is fun. Now, to empty this thing, we're going to get these rounds everywhere. Quick little pop of the trap door. Chamber. Clear. And you're empty. And you have a last round bolt hold open. That makes these things very fun to run, especially in like a competitive setting. Or if you were brave enough, and if the teacher didn't run you off to take one of these to like a defensive class, I don't see the teacher following through with it. He'd probably be like, listen, you need to show up with something a bit more newer than that. But it would be cool. You should really know how to use one of these because they are everywhere and it takes a very common round in this country. And stripper clips are easy to find. Like, the secret's out on them. They used to be like a step above garbage rods back in the day, like Moe's and Nagant's, but now people really appreciate these things. And you know, I think we paid $375 for this back in 2016. What's it worth today? I don't know, $650 for a nice clean one like this? I'd say about $650. Now you're knocking on the door of like American AK prices for a nice surplus imported SKS. Pretty crazy how times are changing, but these things really are great and they're built like tanks. So I thought it would be nice to reminisce, go to the range and blast with one of these. And then what we like to do on this channel is take weird and obscure guns to competitions and see how bad we suck. So we're gonna go blast for a little bit and then we're gonna go to the Texas Kalashnikov match and run this thing using nothing but stripper clips. I've only got 4, so I can only bring 40 rounds in each stage, but we'll see what happens. The best way to support this channel, if you enjoy watching the content, is to go by thirdpinthreads.com and pick up a t-shirt or a hat. We have some brand new designs that I'm super excited about, retro AR-15 stuff. We always have AK-centric designs, brand new Clayco shirt, and for the first time, I'm so excited to say, we have the Kalash Bash 2022 event shirts live on the website. Just in case you missed the event or you went to the event and forgot to pick one up, they're available now. We also have the Lethal Weapons TX23 shirts available. Same thing, maybe you were there, forgot to get one, forgot to get your girlfriend one, whatever. Go pick one up now. These are single run shirts. Once they are gone forever. This is the best way to support us. Thank you so much for your viewership. Thank you so much for your support. Back to the video. All right, let's just see how fast we can get 10 hits on steel at, I don't know, this is probably about 50 yards. 10 hits while constantly moving. This thing is super long. Reloading, and we'll do the same thing. Let's see if we can't get this done under like 2 minutes. One miss. Man, it's a musket. Small target. Small target. Oh yeah. Oh. So, I also wanted to show you this. This is cool. If any of you were lucky enough to ever pick an SKS out of a crate, or maybe you bought one and the guy gave you all the stuff, it would have come with this. Now remember the beginning of the video I said this gun was a wedding gift from a good buddy of mine, and he ended up keeping everything. So this is really cool. This is a Yugoslavian stripper clip pouch that you can mount on your belt. You can put it on a sling, whatever. But what's really cool is he actually gave me more stripper clips. The original sling is in there. Super cool. They all would have come with this little leather pouch. This little leather pouch would have had an oil bottle. It's like a little tin oil bottle. It's all tarnished. It's got the little chain to keep the topper on there. They all would have come with this, and even mine did, and I let it all go when I sold it, but it's just cool that he still has all this. It has a loop, so you're actually supposed to run this on your sling. Run your sling through it. You could always have your oil bottle hanging on your sling. But it's really cool that we got this too. Yep, it is there. It's like a bore snake, pretty much. This doesn't look like something you want to put through your bore, but that's what you get. And they all came with this. That's cool. You got little proof stamps in there in the leather. But I remember, man, this was so cool about SKS's back in the day. Not only did you get to pick one, maybe you got to find one that had numbers matching, whatever. But typically, every single gun had a kit full of stuff. That is what is so cool about surplus guns. A lot of times they come with all this stuff, which is sadly something that's kind of going away as they all start to get sold off over the decades. But really cool. If you have an SKS, don't let this go. I'm telling you, these YUGOs are going to go up in price one day a lot, and it's going to matter if you have this stuff. So, to my good buddy, thank you for all this stuff. Well, we've got the bayonet out already, so why don't we just shoot it as such. Magic. Oh, dude, it's like a laser. It just can't miss. Little baby target. Yes.
How do you do it? The anatomy of the
Shooter, are you ready?
Yeah.
Shooter, stand by.
No clubbies.
Whoa, you don't go in there yet.
You're already dead. You've already killed me. Take the bayonet!
Wow.
Lift faster. That's all right.
Here you go, baby.
No rules thing about it.
It looks good though.
Well,
I like that.
I love that karate
I know.
samurai. We're clear.
We're getting there. We'll get there by the next stage.
Yeah. Club is no shoot. You bet. I'm just.
You need to do more of those.
Dude, I forgot my shape like 3 times.
Oh, did you guys have?
You got the first hit on the steel. That looked good.
Oh no, it's like, yeah. I just forgot my shape like 3 times because there's like so much going on with my hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, that very first one I loaded, one jumped out and tried to go in the chamber. So I had to shake that one back out of the chamber and then finish the load. We'll do better on the next one.
Yes, we will.
Shooter, understand the course of fire. Give me a nod when ready. Stand by. .504.
2504.
Clean run.
Hey, good job, babe. That was good.
Better than the dumpster fire before. So now for like the rest of the day, we should go bayonet out.
Yeah. Gas is on check.
There you go. That's better. There's gotta be a lot of relays.
All right, shooter, are you ready? Stand by. wasn't moving hard enough to stab. I am ready.
Okay, shooter stand by.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Give me that time. 2 rounds. 1665. 1-6. 6-5.
I got to put the bayonet out.
What was it? 1665. Let's reset.
I didn't know what you guys
Damn, you forgot the beignet.
Because we had 19.
Beignet. Beignet.
Look at the 12.
Beignet.
12.
Bayonet?
Beignet. Yeah, okay, beignet. Shut up.
My spaghetti bolognese bayonet. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It is cool to, take some of these old guns for a spin. It's like dusting off an old car that you haven't driven in a while and just, see if it still works. Let me leave you with this. SKSs are sick, and maybe some of you should start looking at guns with a bit more of an open mind. Not everything has to be a highly pimped out AR or even a highly pimped out AK, because AKs are right up there now. Some guns you can own strictly for the fun aspect of it. They're just fun. This gun is definitely outclassed by a freaking Smith & Wesson M&P 15 for $399 these days, or a PSA AR-15 for the same price. Absolutely. But you're talking about a very boring, mundane, everyday shooting experience compared to something that really is like a time capsule. It's just fun, man. So if you could find an SKS, you should get it. Anyway, guys, have a good day, man, and we'll see you next time.